Clues in Meghan's behavior say she may be insecure and clingy, and Harry the one in charge, and often annoyed with her. Why else would she squeeze his hand so hard that you can literally see her finger marks on his skin? And also, the very specific way Harry mostly holds her hand says a lot about her possible neediness for security and his need to keep her in place and control her. A big clue about her possible neediness and clinginess was during one of the Queen's funeral services, when no one held hands except for Meghan and Harry. Besides that, they completely broke royal protocol. Some saw it as a nice romantic gesture of support, a true sign that the couple is still madly in love. But experts think there's a lot more to it than meets the eye.
I'm questioning whether Harry has an unconscious need to hold her back in some way.
And there may be a reason for Harry to try and hold her back, because as we've seen from countless other occasions, Meghan loves to shoot ahead and be in front. The real clue is in how Harry holds her hand. His hand is over hers and his wrist is bent inwards, while her wrist is forced to face outwards. And speaking of clingy hand-holding, watch carefully here as Harry tries to take his hand away. Meghan immediately snatches it back, and this time even holds on to it with both hands, as if afraid he might run away if she lets go. Thankfully, Meghan does let her grasp go to pass some water to the woman behind them. But right away, she clings to Harry again, and judging by his restless legs, his sharp look at her hands, clenching his jaw, and playing with his fingers, these are all signs he is uncomfortable and possibly annoyed. But back to Harry's dominant grip, trying to hold Meghan back. We again see it here when the Fab Four reunited for the first time in almost forever. Watch Harry's firm hold over Meghan.
And then Harry has that grasp on her and is holding her. I imagine he's like a bar. He's holding her up.
Now, let's compare Meghan and Kate and just the way they walk. Here's what an expert has to say about Kate.
Her arms are at the side and she walks with her arms at the side, the legs in front. Now that's actually quite hard to do, to maintain that kind of neutrality.
Clearly, Kate radiates confidence, but what about Meghan?
Meghan, on the other hand, actually chooses to put her elbows into the side of her body and do more of a walk with her palms out and then her legs crossing over, more like a model walk. And that makes her very unstable, actually.
Meghan's unnatural walk, coupled with the fact that she and Harry constantly cling to each other, may say a lot about her own internal dialogue.
So she's going very much for I'm weak, I'm being held up, and Kate is going for complete neutrality.
That does sound a bit needy, doesn't it? Also important is how Meghan often looks over to Kate. Many theories were that it was because of the feud between them. Actually, it could have a lot more to do with Meg's insecurity.
You see a lot of confirmation glances as she looks over as they're walking. She's looking for guidance.
Also, while Kate persistently has her chin up and looking ahead, Meghan is almost constantly struggling to keep her head up.
You do see her looking down. She seems to really be lacking some confidence.
But even before the couple started their walk, there's another clue about Meg's insecurity most people missed. While Kate confidently walks over, Meghan stays behind. It's important to compare her to someone else now, not Kate.
A lot of people might not have noticed this, but if you look at the aide, who is actually standing on the far side of the screen with her feet are right close together, her hands are down, covering her lower part of the body. She's in a very submissive pose. I mean, that's her role.
In this case, Meghan mirrored the aide, and that says a lot.
In fact, if you look at Meghan, she's very similar. You don't see a confident posture at this point in time. She is trying to be out of the way. She's trying to be invisible in that point in time.
There were more signs of her supposed neediness at this event. Harry once again used a tight grip on Meghan when they arrived at One Young World, where she gave a speech. As one behavioral analyst noted,
Instead of their hands being interlaced or their hands being palm to palm, he actually had his hand over hers.
But this time, Harry also held her in a supportive gesture because Meghan's body language showed hidden clues that she was nervous and needed security from Harry. After all, it was her first solo speech back in the UK after the couple had left the royal family. And, needless to say, her reputation had suffered a hard blow.
Of course, Meghan was there, very confident, vivacious. But that fact that he was taking the lead tells us maybe under all of that, there might have been a little bit of trepidation perhaps from her part, which we're not seeing non-verbally, but that we see in the way that he's reacting towards her.
And what about Meghan's body language at this royal engagement? Watch how she seems unsure of what to do, touching Harry's arm as if trying to get him to sit with her, and then immediately reaching for his hand. What then follows is an awkward struggle for dominance.
But Meghan herself would say, should I touch this part, should I touch that part? But this indicates a little bit of lack of self-awareness. She's just not too sure what to do.
Her body language here shows signs of insecurity and neediness, as if she is trying to say to Harry,
"You are leading this here. I'm looking to you for reassurance. I'm looking to you for leadership. If it's important, it's Harry who leads this, not Meghan."
And we see that same clingy and needy behavior here when Meghan pulls on Harry to sit next to her ASAP. Meghan is often slammed in the media for being controlling and for dominating and manipulating Harry. But in the end, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So, after watching these theories and analysis from experts, do you think Meghan is controlling? Or is she in need of Harry's comfort and protection? Let us know what you think, and stay tuned for more royal bombshells.